What is going on, Commanders fans, man? It is Raise Hell Zell here, and we are 2 days away from the home opener against the New York Giants. But before we get there, just like I did the defensive expectations for the 2025 season a few days ago, I want to go over the offensive expectations for the 2025 season as well. So if you are tuning into this video, please like, subscribe, comment down below. What are your offensive expectations? Also, turn on that notification bell so that you will get notified each and every time I go live or I post a new video. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So offensive expectations. First off, I think this offense is going to be crazy, obviously. We were top 5 offense last year in a lot of metrics. I think this season we will be even better. I think we have a chance to be the best offense in the league, especially with JD5 at the end. But offensive expectations, we're going to go just like we did with the defensive expectations. I'm going to go real quick through the position by position, and then I'm going to get y'all up out of here because this video won't be that long. So first, quarterbacks. Obviously, we got JD5. Best rookie season of all time last season for a quarterback. Coming into his sophomore year, you could expect much more of the same. And yeah, you just expect much more of the same. Like, come on now, it's JD5. We already know his work ethic. We already know what the coaches talk about. We already know him. We already know what we've seen. We already know how clutch he is. We already know the talent. He can make every throw. He can run like Lamar. Like it's so many things we can name. He's our team's superpower. He's our team's superpower. He's a lot of other teams' kryptonite because a lot of the things that he does, you just can't game plan for. He's a game breaker. You can have all the routes covered. You can have him contained. He's still going to make a guy miss, and he's still going to throw a wide receiver open that is covered. So JD5 at quarterback, it's not much to be said that hasn't already been said or seen. Backup, Marcus Mariota. I mean, one of the best backups in the league, right? Second overall pick, just like JD5. Former Heisman Trophy winner, just like JD5. So quarterback room is probably the strongest first and second string on the team. So it's not much to be said there, right? Moving on to the offensive line. This offensive line, a lot of people aren't talking about it. Outside of the Laremy Tunsil trade, a lot of people aren't talking. The Laremy Tunsil trade has done so much for this offensive line because now Brandon Coleman can play his natural position, which is guard, I think. Move him over to guard. So left guard's better, left tackle's better. We drafted Josh Connolly Jr. at right tackle. So he beat out Andrew Wiley for that position, right? So that's better. You know, when Sam Cosmi gets back in, that's going to be better as well. We got Tyler Biadasz at center. So this offensive line is going to be great. Now, granted, they haven't all been out on the field, not once during the preseason. And I don't even think not once during practices because Laremy Tunsil takes a lot of vet days, right? And Sam Cosmi he tore his heel. So he's not out there, at least for the first 4 weeks. So we won't really have our full plethora of offensive line starters out there till the earliest week 5, right? But when we have them out there, I think they're going to be great. I think we're going to have Andrew Wiley play right guard. I feel more comfortable. Well, I think the recent depth chart, I think they're going to have Nick Allegretti start at right guard for the recent depth chart. But me personally, I would like Wiley right there. That's just something that I think I would like. But Nick Allegretti, I think he can do a serviceable job until Sam Cosmi comes back as well. But I think this offensive line doesn't get the credit it deserves this offseason. It hasn't been talked about enough. I think this offensive line is going to be very, very good. I think Laremy Tunsil might even get that all-pro playing with a quarterback like JD5 who can bail him out so many plays. I think Laremy Tunsil might finally get that all-pro nod. He's gotten quite a few Pro Bowls, but he hasn't not gotten that all-pro nod. And I think all-pro kind of comes down to team success anyway. So we'll see, man. We'll see. Watch out for this offensive line. Moving on. Wide receivers and tight ends. Wide receivers, another group that has improved at least on the front end. Now, the back end, when you get to like third, fourth, fifth string wide receivers, starts to get a little get muddy. But I think our first to third string wide receivers are really top tier. I think Terry McLaurin is a bona fide number one wide receiver in this league. And you put Deebo Samuel, senior back there as well, who is a Swiss Army knife. I cannot speak today. I'm sorry. Swiss Army knife. We can line them up on the outside, line them up on the slot, line them up in the backfield. He's been doing a little bit. I've been really surprised with Deebo Samuel this season. Just his demeanor, first and foremost. He just seems like he loves football and he's happy. Like this is like his dream team. He wanted to play for. And he's been building that rapport with Jaden Daniels, and that's one of the things that one of the bright sides of Terry McLaurin holding out was that Jaden Daniels and Deebo Samuel got that opportunity to build that relationship, right? So they were getting those practices in when Terry was out, even though I believe Terry and JD5 were practicing behind the scenes, but during practice times and walkthroughs, Deebo Samuel was getting those extra reps in with Jaden Daniels because the number one wide receiver Terry was there. So Deebo was like the number one. Then you got number 3 wide receiver Noah Brown. Noah Brown doesn't have to be the number 2 this year. Noah Brown could be the number 3, and that's great. Well, he's going to start, right? But he's going to be like the third option behind as a receiver threat behind Terry and Deebo. And I think that's where he's perfect at. He's a very, very good wide receiver 3 in my mind. Now, will he play all 17 games? Probably not. But as a wide receiver, when he's out there, I think he's going to be deadly. And then we drafted Jalen Lane. And he's kind of similar to, he's not similar to Deebo Samuel, but he's very fast. I'm interested to see what he can bring to this team because we didn't really get to see a lot of his game, I would say, at Virginia Tech just because of the offense they ran. They didn't really have any, exotic pass plays or anything like that. He ran a lot of post routes, a lot of end arounds. I'm excited to see what Cliff Kingsbury can draw up for Jalen Lane this season. And I want to see his route tree because the game where he played in against the Bengals, he was kind of all over the field, I think. And he was running all types of routes. So I was kind of surprised. I didn't know that he had that in his bag, right? So I'm very excited to see what he brings. And Luke McCaffrey. We're going to get into Luke McCaffrey a little bit later. But wide receiver group, right? Much, much improved from last season just by adding Deebo Samuel and Jalen Lane. I think those are upgrades over OZ and De'Ami Brown, in my opinion. So shout out to them guys. So we went over the quarterback room. Quarterback room is top tier. Offensive line is better. Wide receiver room is better. Tight end room, it is almost the exact same as last season. Zach Ertz played all 20 games. I don't know if we're going to get that, but he played all 20 games last season. Let's see. He's Jaden Daniels' favorite target. Let's see how many games he'll play this season. But we re-signed John Bates to a 3-year deal this season. He's, widely considered as one of the best or one of the better blocking tight ends in this league. And those are the top 2. And then rounding that out is Ben Sinnott. It's going to be interesting to see if he can get on the field consistently behind those 2 guys. I think if anything happens to Zach Ertz, I think that's when we want to see Ben Sinnott because I think they're going to continue to use John Bates as a blocking tight end first and foremost, and then have him catch every so often. I don't think he's going to fill in the role of Zach Ertz. I think that's when, Ben Sinnott will jump John Bates and be that tight end 1. John Bates stays at tight end 2, in my opinion, if anything was to happen to Zach Ertz. But I think the tight end room was always good. Same as last year. Same relationships. that Jaden has with these guys, so that's good moving into year 2 for JD5. Moving on to the running backs, man. Running backs is a little bit different. Pretty much just swapped out Brian Robinson Jr. for Bill, but this is going to be a running back by committee team. Yet to see if it's going to be even better. I think it's going to be better than last year, but you kind of got to wait and see. We are high on Bill. As a Commanders fan, the Commander community, we are buying into the Bill hype, and we are very high on Bill. I think at some point this season, he will end up being the lead back. I think sooner rather than later. Just don't know when. Hopefully by week 1, he flashes. And then going into week 2, we're like, okay, Bill is, you know what I'm saying? Bill is our starting running back. But if that doesn't happen, I think it will happen shortly after week 1. This running back room, I'm interested to see how we use this running back room, because I think the 4 running backs that we have on the roster are different. They have their specific jobs. Bill, he's more of a speed guy, but I think he's the guy that, when we put him back there, he can hit the home run. He hit the hole and he goes. He's the fastest back, I think, that we have on the roster. He's the most elusive back that we have on the roster. And his superpower is those cuts that, Dan Quinn talks about. He changed the direction. No other running back has that in our room, right? And then we got Austin Eckler. He's our best pass catching running back, in my opinion. Catches the ball out of the backfield at a very good rate. And I think going into week 1, I think they already said it, he is our leading back. So we'll see if he gets the majority of the snaps against the Giants, but he is our lead back. And he's more of a Swiss Army knife as well, where catch the ball, we can hand it off to him. He can make people miss. Very quick first step. May not have the top end speed, but he's a very quick back. Then we also got Chris Rodriguez, right? Where I think in this offense, he's going to be our short distance running back. If we need, 3rd and 2, 4th and 1, I think we're going to have him in there, because I think he's going to play that more power back role on this offense. And that's his role. And I think he can play it really, really well. I think he'll flash as well this season, where he might show some things that we didn't know Chris Rodriguez could do, just because of the opportunities that he had in the past. He's going to have a lot more opportunities this season because he actually made the 53-man roster this season. We also got Jeremy McNichols, right, who plays special teams just like Austin Eckler. He can tackle. He blocks his ass off. Probably the best blocking running back that we have. So in passing situation, like Cliff Kingsbury has his hands full with this offense. He has weapons. He has players where we can slot and put him in here, put him there, and be ready to go based on different looks. But this running back room is going to be by committee. All these guys are going to play an intricate role in this offense when they're healthy, right? Now we went over most of the positions. The only questions I have with the players on our offense, there's two players that I have that are kind of have question marks, and a lot of you probably have the same question marks for these same players. First is Luke McCaffrey. I think he's slated as the 4th or 5th string wide receiver right now. Him and Jayden Lane, I think they're both 4th or 5th. I think he might have the nod over Jayden Lane just because he's a rookie. But I don't know what we're gonna get from Luke, because we didn't really see a lot from him last season. I will admit that he was open a lot last season, and he was open a lot this preseason, but poor quarterback play this preseason. He just didn't get the ball. And I think scheme reasons of last season why he didn't get the ball, even though he was open, Jaden Daniels and him just weren't on the same page a lot of times. And JD5 was looking in different directions for the most part, right? So I just don't know what to really expect from Luke McCaffrey. Will he take that next step? He's great at blocking. I will say that. He's a great blocking wide receiver, in my opinion. And, he's pretty much the backup kick return and punt return. So he plays special teams as well. That's probably why they really like him on this team. But if he doesn't show any signs of life this season, I don't really see him on the team going into his 3rd season, but we will see. And the other player is Ben Sinnott, right? Ben Sinnott, I think he's going to be really good. The thing about Ben Sinnott is it's hard to get him on the field when you have Zach Ertz playing the season that he played last season and playing in all 20 games. It's hard to get Ben Sinnott on the field, especially when we got John Bates, who some consider the best blocking tight end in the league. Like, you got those two guys ahead of you. Like, we don't necessarily need you to come in until we need you. So I think a lot of it isn't necessarily Ben Sinnott's fault that he can't beat out Zach Ertz, because Zach Ertz is borderline Hall of Fame career in my eyes. So I'm not really blaming Ben Sinnott, but a lot of people do want to see more from Ben Sinnott. But at the same time, if someone's better than him, we got Zach Ertz. We have Zach Ertz ahead of Ben Sinnott. And you can't just say, oh, he can't beat out Zach Ertz. Zach Ertz and Jaden Daniels have a very good connection. And Zach Ertz had a very good year last season. He's until we need Ben Sinnott, I'm gonna hold off judgment on him just to see what it is. But I think once he gets out there and he has his chance to play consistently, I think we're gonna see a really, really good player. But all in all, man, I think this offense will be unstoppable. I think we probably end up, if not top 3, then the best offense in the league for 2025. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a fan. I'm saying that because of what I see in offense and the family that they're building on this team as a whole, the quarterback that we have, and the weapons that you guys. He got him a legit left tackle. You brought in another weapon in Deebo Samuel, and we finally have our home hitting running back in Bill, also Jacory Krosky-Merritt. So I'm super excited for this season. I know all of you guys out there watching this video are super excited for the season and its upcoming game Sunday. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Please go ahead again, subscribe, like, and comment on this channel if you like this video and you want to see more videos just like this one. And hit that notification bell so you get notified every time I drop something or every time I go live. Again, appreciate everybody, man. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. Peace out.